afternoon. It's Thursday, August 13. I'm Mai Rodriguez for your midday report. We'll be giving you the stories shaping the nation at this hour. In the headlines, some lawmakers criticize the lower budgets allocated for the health and agricultural sectors next year, while debt servicing remains on top of the National Expenditure Program. A survey shows a 6.7% drop in hunger incidents in July this year, attributed to the government's feeding program. President Donald Trump claims the United States has total control over the Strait of Hormuz. And in an exclusive interview, Gary Valenciano tells us how their family dealt with the depression of their son, Gab. Some lawmakers criticize the lower proposed budget for the health and agriculture sectors for next year. They call the proposed spending plan anti-poor and anti-people. May live report si Isaiah Mirafuentes mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Isaiah, gaano daw kalaki ang nakaltas dito sa mga sectors na ito?
May sa susunod na linggo inaasahang tatalakay na nga dito sa House of Representatives ang budget para sa taong 2027. Kung pagbabasihan yung NEP yung proposed national budget, aabot ito sa mahigit 7.2 trillion pesos. Subalit mula sa 460 billion pesos na pondo para sa kalusugan ngayong 2026, base sa National Expenditure Program for 2027, halos 363 billion na lang ang ilalaan ng pondo ng pamahalaan dito para sa susunod na taon. Kung titingnan, bumaba ang ilalaan ng pondo para sa kalusugan ng halos 100 billion pesos. Maging ang pondo para sa agrikultura ay bumaba rin ng halos 12%. Base kasi sa 2026 budget, 314 billion pesos ang inilaan na pondo para dito. Subalit para naman sa requested budget for 2027, bumaba ito sa halos 277 billion pesos na lang. Ibig sabihin, aabot sa mahigit 36 billion ang nabawas sa pondo. Ang ganitong pagbaba sa pondo ay pinuna ni Bukidnon 2nd District Representative Jonathan Kit Flores. Para sa mambabatas, katakataka ang malaking pagbawas sa pondo ng kalusugan at agrikultura. May nauna nang naiulat na kabilang nga sa proposed budget for 2027 itong 100 billion pesos na ilalaan naman para sa mga flood control projects. May.
Isaiah, base sa NEP, anong sektor daw ang may pinakamataas na pondo?
May kung pagbabasihan nga natin itong proposed national budget na isinubmit ng Department of Budget and Management dito sa House of Representatives, nangungunang may pinakamataas na pondo yung Department of Education. Ang allotted budget dyan ay more than 970 billion pesos. Susundan dyan yan ng DPWH na may 664 billion pesos. Kasama na nga dyan yung mahigit sa 100 billion pesos na ilalaan para nga sa mga flood control projects. Mai.
Katunayan din ang sinabi ni ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tino na anti-poor ito at anti-people dahil balik daw sa dating gawi ang mababa ang budget sa social services. Ano naman ang sinabi ng iba pang mga mambabatas dyan?
May kanina, bago ko katatapos ko lang rin makausap, especially nga si Representative Jonathan Kit Flores, na isa sa mga House Prosecutor pero nakapagtataka ito dahil nga kabilang sa mga ipinangako ni Pangulong Marcos nung eleksyon ay yung pagpapalakas sa agrikultura. Matatandaan nga natin dyan yung 20 pesos na bigas at yung farm-to-market roads. And even sa health sector, kabilang dyan yung zero billing policy. Pero next year, nakapagtataka na bakit kung ano pa yung mga pinangakong sektor ng Pangulo, ayun pa nga yung nabawasan ng pondo ng hindi lang basta bawas, kundi kagaya nga ng sa health sector, abot ito sa mahigit 100 billion pesos. Mai.
Okay, yun nga ang tanong dyan. Nakapagtataka, yan siguro ang word of the day kasi nga, paano ba maipatutupad o yung napangako, lalo na doon sa SONA ni Pangulo regarding the agriculture sector sa health services kung mas mababa ang budget nila next year. Maraming salamat, Isaiah Mirafuentes live mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Former Budget Secretary Florencio Butch Abad says that contrary to what many think, debt servicing still tops the country's proposed budget for 2027. On BNC's The Spokes, Abad explains that debt interest payments alone is almost ₱1 trillion. He is also asking for more information on the allocation for social services.
The impression of many is education has taken the biggest slice of the budget. But as you well know, Barry, utang muna bago ang lahat.
Siyempre.
So
Debt servicing.
Debt interest payment is actually number one at 978.7 billion.
So almost ₱1 trillion.
Almost ₱1 trillion and higher than
Education.
Which goes to show how much of the budget is really, taken up by debt servicing. And if you include payment for principal amortization, the total of both interest payments and principal amortization is about 37.5% of the 7.2 trillion budget. People don't know that, but ganun kalaki yan. I think the DBM cut 5% of all social services.
Social services in general?
In general. Kasi ang sabi nila, marami pang pera na galing dun sa last year. Kasi last year and the previous years, because of the anomalies, bumagal ang releases.
Okay.
So maraming carry-over appropriations. So ang kailangan pang sabihin din sa atin ng DBM, ano yung carry-over appropriations? Na kaya nyo binawasan ng 5% yung social services program.
More witnesses are expected to be presented next week as the impeachment court tackles Vice President Sara Duterte's use of confidential funds. Hannah T is joining us live from the Senate. Hannah, any reactions from the senators on the heated arguments in yesterday's proceedings?
Enjoy it while it lasts. That's Senator Ping Lacson's take on the lighter and at times heated exchange that happened on the Senate Impeachment Court, which recently wrapped up day 15 of VP Sara Duterte's impeachment trial. When asked whether the impeachment proceedings were already becoming a laughing matter following several side comments and exchanges also involving his fellow senator judges, Lacson said he would rather watch and observe, saying it would be difficult for him to comment on how his fellow senator judges conduct themselves. He said each senator judge has his or her own style, and if they believe the remarks are helping them score a point, that is up to them. But Lacson added that if the public finds their behavior ridiculous, they would also have to deal with that perception. My tense exchanges between private prosecutor Lorna Capunan and defense counsel Christine Ferrer were seen yesterday, but for Lacson, the remarks at least gave the court a break, saying it was not the only senator judges who could be funny, but the prosecution and defense as well. When asked whether these side comments violate impeachment rules, Lacson did not point to any violation. The impeachment court will continue to tackle allegations of misuse of confidential funds of the VP next week, with more witnesses, including disbursing officers of Duterte's camp, expected to testify. Back to you, Mai.
Hannah, so wala pang sanctions para sa mga naging side comments noong dito sa impeachment trial?
So far, wala pa. And according to sa impeachment court spokesperson, Attorney Reggie Tonggol, yung side remarks na mga nangyari kahapon doon sa trial are discouraged inside the court, especially if they cross the line into disrespect toward a fellow lawyer. But as of now, no sanction has been imposed over doon sa recent exchanges. Pero what is pending is a ruling from Presiding Officer Cheese Escudero, expected by next week after the defense flagged a social media post by a prosecution counsel, and Escudero himself raised concerns over the conduct of lawyers both inside and outside the court. At sabi ni Tunggol, possible sanctions for lawyers depending doon sa gravity ng violation could range from a reprimand or fine to the revocation of their appearance or contempt or even referral to the Supreme Court for disciplinary action. Back to you, Mai.
Hana, ano daw ang assessment ng prosecution dito sa presentation nila ng mga evidence and witnesses ngayong linggo ng impeachment trial? Did they drive home the point on what they're saying is the questionable spending of confidential funds by the Vice President's office?
May so far doon sa nangyaring 3 araw na impeachment trial this week, doon sa base doon sa mga huling pahayag ng ilan mula sa House Prosecution Team, isa doon sa mga nai-point out kasi ng testigo this week ay yung possible na liability nitong si VP Sara pagdating doon sa mga na-disallow or pinababalik na confidential funds na ginamit ng Office of the Vice President. At kasama na rin dyan yung mga hindi maipaliwanag kung paano nagastos itong confi fund, specifically doon sa mga event or activities ng OVP at DepEd na hindi naman saklaw ng panuntunan ng COA. Yan yung mga natuklasan natin na activities kagaya ng Christmas parties, tree planting activities at iba pa. So far, ang aabangan natin next week ay yung mismong pag-testify naman ng mga disbursing officers ng DepEd at ng OVP, at titignan natin kung magkakaroon pa ng mas detalyadong paghihimay doon sa mga dokumento nila when it comes to the alleged misuse of confidential funds of Duterte's camp. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Hannah T, reporting live from the Senate. House Prosecutor Joel Chua admits that the Commission on Audit also had lapses in looking into VP Sara Duterte's use of confidential funds. But in an interview with BNC's On Point, Chua stressed that the Vice President should have also justified the use of aliases when referring to the fund's recipients.
Marami naman nakita tayong mga kakulangan sa COA. Pero right from the very beginning, kung talaga namang may totoong pangalan, I mean, if I were in the shoes of the Vice President, siyempre, ihingi na ako na executive session. Tapos ipe-present ko na agad. Di tapos na. Justified na agad. So bakit pa umabot ng nag-Committee on Justice? At eto na sa impeachment. Wala naman silang in-attach dun sa kanilang mga answer.
Former Iloilo Representative Neil Tupas believes the prosecution may have a hard time proving Article 1 of the Vice President's impeachment complaint. Speaking on BNC's At the Forefront, Tupas said House prosecutors can boost the case if they're able to present a supposed recipient of her confidential funds.
Kung ako ang prosecution, nakataka-prepare ako, for example, in 2 years sa case na to, titingnan ko yung tao mismo i-present ko. Kung may ma-present ako dun sa mga tao, let's say hindi siya fictitious, tapos present ko siya, at siya mismo magsasabi na hindi ko natanggap yung perang yun. That is, of course, a positive, direct evidence na ginamit yung pera sa ibang bagay at may misuse.
Tupas was the lead prosecutor in the impeachment trial of the late Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Corona. In other news, a Senate panel tackles the Magna Carta for barangays to give barangay officials better benefits. May live report si Dexter Ganibe mula sa Senado. Dexter, ano ang gusto nilang mangyari?
May itinuloy na ngayon ng Senate Committee on Local Government ang pagtalakay dito sa isinusulong na Magna Carta for barangays. Layunin ng panukalang batas na ito na i-standardize ang sweldo para sa mga barangay officials. Sa ngayon kasi, barangay chairman lang ang may honorarium, habang kakarampot na allowance ang meron sa mga kagawad, tanod at ibang barangay officials gaya ng secretary, treasurer at iba pa, pero hindi sa lahat ng barangay merong allowance. Sabi ni Senator J.B. Ejercito, napapanahon na rin para sa mga Magna Carta sa mga barangay officials matapos nilang maipasa sa third and final reading ang Magna Carta for Barangay Health Workers na sinusugan din ni Senator Risa Hontiveros.
Ito rin po ang pangarap natin para sa ating mga barangay officials. Bukod sa mga insentibo, nais po natin mabigyan sila ng mga katarungang sahod. Lalo na mga barangay na saklaw ng may hirap na LGUs.
Talagang magsastrive po ang Committee on Health na maging consistent ito. Kumbaga, parang Magna Carta ng lahat ng mga Magna Carta sa barangay, yung sinusulong natin ngayon. And I remain committed to that, Chair.
Isinusulong ngayon ang 8,000 hanggang 10,000 pisong honorarium o sahod para sa mga barangay officials. Pero batay sa pag-aaral ng DBM, hindi kakayanin ng budget ng maraming barangay kung abot sa 10,000 ang ibibigay na honorarium o pasahod sa mga opisyal. Pero kung nasa 5K ang allowance, sabi ay nasa 99% ng higit 42,000 ng mga barangay sa buong bansa ang makapagpapatupad nito. Pero para naman sa National Liga ng mga barangay sa Pilipinas, President na si Jessica D., hindi sasapat ang 5K sa isang buwan.
I don't know of anybody who can live with 5,000 pesos a month. Wala pong benefits. And barangay officials work minsan 24/7. Tapos napaka-high risk po ng kanilang trabaho and they're very vulnerable. Wala po silang health insurance, wala po silang life insurance, at wala rin po silang social security. Where are they also going to get all of those? The reason why, Mr. Chair, we are lobbying for the proposal of the Magna Carta is not just for the compensation per se, it's also for their protection and for their benefits.
Sa pag-aaral, nasa 33,733 ng higit 42,000 na barangay ang kailangang masubsidize ang budget kung ipatutupad yung 8,000 hanggang 10,000 na buwan ng honorarium. May porsigido itong Senate Committee on Local Government na maisulong nga itong Magna Carta bilang pagtanaw na rin sa malaking papel ng mga barangay officials sa pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan at kaayusan sa mga komunidad. May.
Dexter, kung matutuloy ang 10K na pasahod sa mga barangay officials, saan daw kukunin ang pondo para doon sa mga barangay na mababa pa sa 5K ang taunang budget?
Oo, may isa sa mga pinanukala nga kanina dito sa isinagawang pagdinig, kung gagawin ngang regular ang mga empleyado at mga opisyal ng barangay, kailangang maamyendahan itong local government code. At yung budget na yon ay maisama na sa national budget. Kaya minamadali na rin ngayon ito ng Senado dahil nasa budget season tayo, kailangang maisama kung sakasakali mang maihabol ngayong taon ang pag-amyenda sa local government code para maibigay itong regular na sweldo sa mga barangay. Ang isa sa nakikita, May, ay yung barangay chairman ay pasok sa salary grade 14 hanggang 38,000 pesos na buwan ng sahod, habang yung mga kagawad, mga treasurer, mga secretary at iba pang opisyal ay pasok daw sa salary grade 10 o nasa hanggang 24 hanggang 28,000 pesos kada buwan. May?
Maraming salamat, Dexter Ganibe, live mula sa Senado. In other news, Mai Road in Valenzuela City is set to undergo a major rehabilitation this year. This was announced by the DPWH as Secretary Vince Dizon continues his inspection of roads, bridges, and other infrastructure projects. Micah Razon is on the phone for the details. Micah, kamusta ang status ng Mai Road sa Valenzuela?
My DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon saw firsthand the poor moonlight condition of Mai Road during his site inspection in Valenzuela City. Valenzuela Mayor Wes Gatchalian also joined Dizon during the inspection. The mayor said several accidents have already been reported in the area because of the bumpy and uneven road, with motorcycle riders often involved. The road will undergo rehabilitation this year. The project was initially expected to take 8 months to complete, but Dizon said there shall be no delays and that the work should be finished within 6 months. The project has a budget of more than 80 million pesos. To help ease traffic in the area, Mayor West said starting August 15, the truck ban along Maisan and Bagbagin roads has been extended Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Mike Corazon, reporting. Amid complaints over the serious garbage problem in Metro Manila, the local government of Parañaque insists it has a waste collection system in place. Jill Sabandal joins us for more. So Jill, ano ang eksplanasyon ng Parañaque LGU dito sa pagbabaha sa kanilang lugar na taon-taon na lang nangyayari?
Mai, before I will answer your question, I just wanted to reiterate this, that as rain continued to pour today, residents in Parañaque are still raising questions over the accumulation of waste that has clogged drainage systems and is being blamed for worsening flood in some areas. Parañaque City Government, however, says that it has an established waste collection transport system in place. Small trucks from different barangays collect garbage from communities and transport the waste to Lionel Waste Management Corporation, where it undergoes sorting, sanitation, and filtration before being transferred to the larger hauling trucks. So these trucks then transport the processed waste to the San Mateo landfill for final disposal. Despite the existing waste management measures, the local government continues to remind residents that proper waste disposal is crucial, especially during the rainy season when improperly discarded garbage can easily end up in drainage system. Parañaque City Mayor Edwin Olivares is also appealing to residents that to take greater responsibility in disposing of their garbage properly and to avoid throwing waste into streets, canals, and drainage areas. The LGU stressed that addressing flooding requires not only government intervention, but also the active cooperation and discipline of the community. Back to you, Mai.
Jill, so kung ang sinasabi nila, there's a waste collection and transport system already in place, the question now is where does the garbage end up? And how does it still make its way into the drainage systems of Parañaque?
May ayon sa LGU, kay Mayor Edwin Olivares kanina, sinabi niya na kinumpleto naman daw ng sistema nila yung kinokolekta na basura at dinadala sa transfer facility at bago ito ililipat sa San Mateo landfill dahil nga sa sira din ng mga trash barriers galing sa Manila Bay ay kanila itong itatransport muna sa Lionel Waste Management Corp para sa sorting at inaayos din nila yung sima na yun dahil hindi pwedeng idirekta dun sa landfill habang inaayos pa din yung sistema sa landfill dahil nga sa limpak-limpak or mga toneladang basura na nakukuha galing sa Baclaran at sa iba pang areas ng Metro Manila. Mai?
Thank you, Jill Sabandal reporting. Up next, a survey shows lower hunger incidents in the country this July, attributed to the government's feeding program. The details and other stories after the break. Stay with us here on Midday Report. You're back on Midday Report. A survey shows hunger incidents dropped by 6.7% in July. Ivy Reyes joins us on the line for the details. Ivy, go ahead.
Yes, Mai, the Walang Gutom food stamp program of the government is now feeding 600,000 families according to the Social Welfare Department. A field survey commissioned by Globe reveals a 6.7% drop in hunger from 33.6% in March this year to 26.9% in July, based on data from the Social Weather Station. A 4.7% drop was also recorded in the number of food insecure families from 94% to 89.3%. This survey is 1,400 households for the first phase in February to March and the second in July this year. Now, just to be clear, the Walang Gutom food stamp is a 3,000 peso worth of food credits given to food poor families. This is different from the Walang Gutom kitchen of DSWD, which is open to everyone and is stationed in Pasay, Cebu, and Zamboanga. Now, with inflation affecting the purchasing power of Filipino families, DSWD was asked if they would increase this 3,000 threshold. And the Social Welfare Department said a study to be released by the agency says the impact of the amount of credit given to beneficiaries does not differ when it comes to whether these beneficiaries are actually coming out of hunger and food insecurity. Whether families are given 3,000 or 8,000 pesos, families tend to allot the financial assistance solely intended for food security to other expenses. Right now, that's all the updates I have from the palace. Mai.
Thank you, Ivy Reyes, reporting from Malacanang. India has invested in its newest airport facility to expand its connectivity in the ASEAN. It's touted to be one of the most modern commercial hubs in the region, boasting of high-tech systems. Chesulit has the full story.
India's eastern coast now has a new gateway to Southeast Asia. The $500 million Alluri Sitarama Raju International Airport, one of the most modern commercial hubs in the region, is ready to strengthen global connectivity with countries like the Philippines. The airport's inauguration showcased high-tech systems designed to make travel easier for passengers. These include facial recognition technology for faster security checks, 22 traditional check-in counters, and 18 automated self-bag drop stations that can process up to 120 bags per hour, and X-ray machines equipped with an automatic tray return system for a more seamless passenger experience. Vizag Airport currently has the capacity to handle 6 million passengers per year. According to major Indian multinational infrastructure conglomerate GMR Group, the airport's planned expansion will increase its annual capacity to at least 40 million domestic and international passengers. GMR Airports Limited also designed the airport to withstand extreme weather conditions. The Philippines was among the benchmarks considered in developing the project.
Like Cebu, this is also a cyclone-prone area. A lot of cyclones and high wind blow here. It's on the coast. When we did this building, our chairman was very particular that we look at all these aspects. So we benchmarked a lot of airports globally with respect to cyclone issues. So this building can take up to 275 kilometers per hour.
Srinivas Bomidala, GMR Group's business chairman for energy and international airports, says the new infrastructure aims to attract more investments. The group also seeks to support tourism, trade, and people-to-people exchanges across key ASEAN markets, including the Philippines.
If you see, there is a shortage of more than 400 to 600 aircrafts. India has been adding pretty fast. So I'm sure certainly between India, Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, we are looking at traffic increasing almost at a double-digit growth going forward.
GMR Group was a former developer and operator of Mactan Cebu International Airport. It also developed the new passenger terminal of Clark International Airport in Pampanga. The group is now focused on expanding their footprint in the Philippines, including developing the new Sangley Point International Airport in Cavite.
And if any good opportunities come in, we'll be serious. Sangley Point, Sangley Airport is one we are looking at seriously, and certainly we are looking for any other good opportunities which come in.
Bomidala added that the GMR Group may also explore investment opportunities in the energy sector, including renewables and nuclear power. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the inauguration of the Alluri Sitarama Raju International Airport in Bogapuram, Andhra Pradesh. The newest airport will officially begin commercial operations on August 17. Chesulit, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Coming up, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is stepping down, but she is not leaving the president's political circle. More world news plus the latest in sports and the weather when Midday Report returns.
Wherever the story breaks, BNC is there. From conflict zones to global summits, real, fast, and verified. One mission, keeping you connected to the world. BNC International Correspondent.
Steve Angeles, the movie guy. I'm Cheryl Picture. Rowena Papasin. Villanueva. I'm Kevin Manalo. Camila Iman. Penny Espinosa. Bilyonaryo News Channel.
BNC International Correspondent is everywhere.
President Donald Trump claims that the United States had total control over the Strait of Hormuz and will, quote, keep it. In a Truth Social post, Trump says their naval blockade of the waterway had been described as a wall of steel. He adds that Iran lacked the capability to challenge it. Despite Iran's insistence that Washington must meet its demands before reopening the strait, Trump said the strategic waterway is actually open now. He also said that although Iran still occasionally lays mines, U.S. forces will clear them. Meanwhile, President Trump announced that Caroline Leavitt will step down as White House press secretary at the end of the month. The 28-year-old Leavitt said she is leaving to spend more time with her young children. She just gave birth to her second child in May. She will remain involved with President Trump as an outside communications advisor and Republican Party operative. Leavitt is the youngest so far to serve as White House press secretary and was one of Trump's most trusted communications aides. Her departure comes ahead of the November midterm elections and as the Trump administration faces scrutiny over its handling of the media. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo could become the deadliest ever if its current pace continues. That's according to the World Health Organization. The outbreak has recorded at least 4,300 cases and more than 2,000 deaths since it was declared in May.
I think one thing that's different about this outbreak is the unprecedented speed. It's moving really, really fast. It can be stopped, but we need to do the right things, and we need to do it with speed, and we need to be faster. We're playing a catch-up, but from a very far distance now. It's far ahead of us. So we have to move faster in order to catch and stop it.
The outbreak is caused by a rare strain of Ebola for which there is currently no approved vaccine or recognized treatment. The WHO is aiming to control transmission within 3 months, while clinical trials for a vaccine and antiviral treatments are underway. A record-breaking deal. The Los Angeles Lakers set to be sold for $12.5 billion. Venture capitalist Joshua Kushner and former Disney CEO Bob Iger are the reported buyers. The deal sets a new record for the highest price ever paid for a sports team. Last year, billionaire Mark Walter bought a majority stake in the Lakers at a $10 billion valuation. Industry experts explain sports teams are becoming more valuable as TV deals and other sources of income continue to grow.
I think the reality is that sports has become the #1 form of televised entertainment in this country. And so therefore, the purchase of a franchise, given exploding TV revenue packages, given the multiple ancillary streams of revenue, whether it's stadium or arena naming rights, whether it's fantasy sports, whether it's merchandising, it all is exploding and dominating in a way that, let's say, the movie business did some time ago.
Filipino tennis sensation Alex Ayala's breakthrough season is now being tested by a grueling schedule. This as she continues her North American hardcourt campaign. Zeus Valdez tells us more.
Alex Ayala has played more matches than any other player on the WTA Tour this season. Through the Canadian Open, the Filipina had already played 56 matches and spent 5,733 minutes on the court. That workload grew even more during her North American hardcourt run. Ayala won her first WTA 500 title in Washington before reaching the round of 16 in Toronto. But after losing to Belinda Bencic in Toronto, Ayala appeared to show signs of the physical and mental demands of her schedule. Former PBA commissioner and the Pinay tennis player's uncle Noli Ayala said he is not overly concerned yet because Alex's team continues to manage her condition closely.
I'm not really that concerned. Obviously, we saw a little bit of that in her last match against Belinda Bencic. But I know for a fact that Alex's team takes care of her very well. I get this from her camp, in particular her parents that tell us that she's really in good shape. She's managing her body well. Of course, there's that mental fatigue of having to play very tough competition every day and every week. But I think you know that Alex is a fighter, and I think she can manage.
As Ayala climbs higher in the WTA rankings, her schedule also becomes more demanding. Her camp has described the heavy workload as part of the price of success, as she now has to meet the tour's requirements for WTA 1000 events and Grand Slams. But Ayala's uncle said the bigger concern may be the mental toll of constantly playing elite-level tennis. The Filipina also has national duty on her calendar with the Asian Games later this year.
There have been signs. You can see from Alex's body language that there's things that are starting to get to her. I think more than the physical, it's really the mental. It's difficult to play very top-level tennis, no? And after winning in Washington, you can imagine also the emotions that she was going through, and then having to reset again quickly and play the quick turnaround.
Ayala is now set to continue her North American hardcourt campaign at the Cincinnati Open before the US Open and the Asian Games. Her parents are also expected to be in Cincinnati as Ayala continues to manage the demands of a breakthrough season that has already taken her into the world's top 20. Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Another scary incident has cast a shadow over the PBA Governor's Cup as Titan Ultra rookie Brian Sajonia was stretchered off after a freak knee injury. Meanwhile, Magnolia is heading into the mid-conference break with its third straight victory. Zeus Valdez returns with this report.
Player safety was once again thrust into the spotlight at the Inares Center in Antipolo. Titan Ultra rookie Brian Sajonia suffered a frightening left knee injury during the third quarter of the Giant Risers game against San Miguel. The incident occurred as Sajonia attacked the basket with his left knee suddenly buckling before he collapsed to the floor. The rookie had to be stretchered off the court with no immediate diagnosis announced, although initial reports indicated he did not hear a pop from his knee. The incident came just a day after NLEX import Dequan Jones suffered a gruesome leg injury at the same venue. On the court, San Miguel continued its dominant form. Import George King finished with 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Beermen routed Titan Ultra 144-113 to improve to 7-1 in Group A. Meanwhile, Magnolia will enter the 9-week PBA break as one of the hottest teams in the league. The Hotshots stretched their winning streak to 3 games after rallying past Phoenix 115-101. KJ Buffen erupted erupted for a career-high 35 points, while Jerome Lastimosa added a personal best 30 as Magnolia turned a 2-point deficit entering the fourth quarter into a 14-point victory. The Hotshots dominated the final period, outscoring Phoenix 33-17 to improve to 4-3 and move into a share of second place in Group B. The victory also allowed Magnolia to avenge its first-round loss to Phoenix and build momentum before the league's 9-week break. While Magnolia heads into the hiatus with confidence, the PBA's immediate concern shifts to the condition of Brian Sajonia as another serious injury at Inares raises fresh questions about player safety after 2 frightening incidents in a span of 2 days. Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Watch out for heavy rainfall warnings because the Habagat will be bringing a lot of rain to much of Luzon, especially over western sections. The southwest monsoon is being enhanced by tropical storm Nangka, and though it's far to the extreme north or extreme northern Luzon and has moved farther away from the country, the storm is pulling this wide stream of moisture, as you can see here. This is bringing a lot of rain to large parts of Luzon. Looking at Luzon now, the Cordillera region, La Union, down to Zambales, and even Metro Manila should watch out for heavy rains today and tomorrow. Most of Central Luzon and Calabarzon should also get heavy rainfall. There's a risk, of course, of flash floods again for low-lying areas and also landslides for mountainous areas, especially these spots are already saturated and soaked by days of incessant rains. As for the Visayas, it's a different story. We're seeing good weather actually with just light to moderate rains over Antique and Negros Occidental. Same conditions for Mindanao, just occasional showers and thunderstorms for Zamboanga City and Zamboanga del Sur, and some on and off showers for Bukidnon, South Cotabato, and also the Davao region. But overall, fair conditions down south. And that's how skies are shaping up. Remember to check Pag-asa's rainfall advisories in your location. Up next, Disney on Ice is set to debut in Cebu this November before heading to Manila. More entertainment stories after this short break. Stay tuned to Midday Report. You're on the last stretch of Midday Report. Mickey, Minnie, and the Disney gang are turning Cebu into one big ice skating party before the magic rolls into Manila. Sheila Salaysay gives us a peek.
Before the party hits Manila, Cebu gets first dibs on the magic. For the first time ever, Disney on Ice presents Let's Dance. It's making its debut in Cebu, the first to experience this all-new on-ice spectacle this year. Cebu audiences get to step into the world of Disney first, with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy taking center stage. And this time, they're also taking over the DJ table. The iconic quartet remixes favorite Disney tunes, turning the ice into one big colorful party where audiences aren't just watching the show. They're invited to sing, dance, and join the fun.
We want to highlight that Cebu is an up-and-coming market. It also sends out a strong message to our partners. It's something that actually is very, very Filipino. Kahit na ano mangyari, we will always try to celebrate the holidays with family. It's really a tradition. It's about us being Filipinos enjoying during the holidays.
And from the party, the music becomes a passport to some of Disney's most beloved worlds. Follow Moana as she leaves Motunui on a journey to save her people, alongside Maui, Heihei, and even Tamatoa. Head to the Pride Lands with Simba and Nala, then belt out Hakuna Matata with Timon and Pumbaa. Journey through the Enchanted Forest and Atohalan with Anna, Elsa, Kristoff and Olaf, and see the spirits come to life on ice. And of course, dive under the sea with Ariel, Sebastian, and their friends, as favorite songs from The Little Mermaid turn the ring into a whole new world of music and movement.
Disney on Ice, I can sum it up in three things. The first and foremost, it's for the families. I grew up in Disney on Ice. My kids, I let them grow up in Disney on Ice, so it's very family. It's actually memorable for us. The second point is that it's always exciting. There's something new always. So whether it be snippets of the new stories that you have. For example, Coco was shown a few years back. It was very popular, well received. Last year we had Cars. Who would imagine that Cars would be able to skate on ice, diba? And then the last one, the third one, is that it brings you to a special place. It's always being a kid. And with us, we're always kids at heart.
Expect cutting-edge figure skating, high-flying acrobatics, unexpected stunts, thrilling special effects, eye-catching costumes, and big stunning sets, all set to the Disney songs generation of fans know by heart. And whether you're Team Mickey, a certified princess fan, or just someone ready to unlock their inner child, there's something for you. Catch the party. Disney on Ice presents Let's Dance at the SM Seaside Cebu Arena on November before it heads to the SM Mall of Asia Arena from December. Sheila Seleysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
OPM icon and Mr. Pure Energy Gary V opens up about his family's struggles with mental health. On BNC's The Daily Dish, he told a harrowing story of his son's battle with bipolar disorder and how they got through it as a family.
We rushed to his place and, well, to make a long story short, we were able to enter his place. It was messy. He didn't look good, and I ended up carrying him on my back from his room onto the elevator, people inside, and I was just saying, sorry. And then we brought him down, and then we took him to the Makati Med. It was at that time that he was diagnosed to be bipolar. Mm-hmm. But then it didn't end there, because there was a time when we were in the States and we found out that he was going through a battle with his mental issues. And his ex-girlfriend, who I'm thankful for, was holding on to him as he was latching on himself onto the railing of his 27-story condominium. He stepped out on the ledge and was hanging onto the rail with one finger. And he was looking at her going, look, I just have to let go of this finger and it's going to be quick, come on. And she was, no, Cap, don't do it.
Such a tough, scary time for them. I'm glad they got through that challenge. And also belated happy birthday to Mr. Gary Valenciano. That's the Midday Report today. I'm Mai Rodriguez. I'll see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Stay informed, stay dry, and stay safe.